everyone has said so far. I think it brings what I'm about to talk about to life a little bit more. We heard infrastructure related issues. We heard digital literacy based issues. We heard about equity issues across the board. We heard about content delivery. So these are some of the big overarching themes when you talk about a kind of blended approach to learning, whether it's a physical or online space. So what I'm going to talk about that was brought up a little earlier was the technology aspects of that. How do we embrace technology to do this in an efficient way? Now, there are tons of solutions out there, right? I heard, as I mentioned, of Google Classroom earlier, is being used as a virtual platform, and certain things that are used as a backend database, stuff like that. As we move forward, there's a lot of tools. What I want to kind of bring to light today is how we can pick the right tool for institutions to be able to engage all stakeholders and go online in an effective way. Go online in a way in which you're leaving, as Dr. Bethel would have said, you're leaving something that you've perfected in a physical space and going online and still feeling like you're at school and still in your school culture, right? And that's very, very important. So when you think about going online, it should be seamless switching between both environments. And how do you achieve that? You achieve that by limiting the amount of technology exposure. Not that you're not going to embrace technology, but you don't want to be using multiple platforms and systems. Your access or the ability to go from that physical space to the online space got that much harder if you're requiring your teachers to be able to log into 3, 4, 5, 6 different platforms to be able to deliver school, right? They're already learning, they're already trying to get caught up, they're trying to get up to speed. By using that many platforms, it could bring a barrier to entry. Also, by working from home as well, and given the current situations, if they're using multiple systems, that means that they're transferring data manually from one system to the next. And in doing that, it causes there's mistakes and it causes a lot of stressful situations, stuff like that. So when you're going online and using technology, you want to make sure that you're using something that is comprehensive, something that makes it easy for our stakeholders to get engaged, but with little learning curves. And that's not necessarily easy to do. And there's few solutions out there that kind of bring that kind of comprehensive nature to, or comprehensive aspect to schooling. So I wanted to focus today on security, reliability, and support. When you're going online, you want to make sure that the system you're going online is pretty secure. A lot of times, some of the things I'll call out is the free. And there's a lot of times where, oh, it's free, but nothing in life is really free, right? So whether or not your data is being used, or you're not necessarily always reading the fine prints before you sign up. And those are some of the things that are very concerning for us when we look at our Caribbean youth and them going online. We want to make sure that they can do that in a safe way and that the data is not going to be used in a malicious way. Reliability, you want to ensure that you kind of have a relationship with the partner. Your school, the institution, this is something that is dear to you, right? You want to be able to make sure that you can pick up the phone and call the person who's holding your data for your entire school, or at least get the type of support that you need. And that will lead me into the third thing with support. You want to ensure that as you're going online, you're not necessarily going the road alone. I love the fact that there was a training was called out earlier. When you talk about training, this is something that should be continuous. This is something that the teacher should always have access to training material or training sessions, right? We want to ensure that the parents and the students also have access to training material and training sessions. They also need to be acclimated with what's going on and what's going to be next, right? Administrators, the same thing. So it's a continuous process. And as you're picking your solution or your solution provider or that technology tool to go online, you want to ensure that you're going with somebody who's comprehensive and that will get the job done. And I believe that, and I commend everyone that has been, fighting through this COVID period and ensuring that school continues. But then after school continues, there's one next step. We want to make sure that your school's engine is well greased and ready to go. You want to also ensure that your stakeholders are trained, are comfortable, ready to go, feel like they have the support that they need. And you want to be able to sleep at night knowing that the data is secure and reliable and that you're working with solid partners. And those are the things that I wanted to touch on when you think about technology and going online and ensuring that your school is in good hands.